Dear reader, allow me to introduce you to my book. Though it might at first appear like many books you've come across, it is far from ordinary. You may, therefore, have some misunderstandings about its nature. The story that awaits you has not been fully. In fact, its conclusion is not yet known. It is in that way that my book is special. It is in that way that you, without you, there is. Chapter 1. Normal isn't what it used to be. This is a story about change. Nestled in a shallow valley is the town of Beacon. Far from the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, a young boy walks alone. His name is Luca Van Horn, and like you, dear reader, he's here for a reason. Was Luca's closest friend. He possessed many fine qualities, but subtlety was not. Rollo finally noticed the tears welling in his friend's eyes, and the Wonderful! I had a good feeling about you from the moment you opened my book. That charm is a very special thing. Very special. Keep hold of it for now. Its purpose will reveal itself soon enough. Rollo looked to the side suspiciously. Dear reader, forgive me for this Remember that charm you found in the dandelion? There are more of those special charms to discover throughout Beacon Pines. They've been known to reveal themselves to those who are willing. Some of them can be found in this very... One of his father's old stethoscopes. Luca had spent countless hours listening to anything and everything with it. Not for years, though. Gran had already lit the fire. She kept a warm house, as if by grandmotherly obligation. Since Gran had moved in, the house was more peaceful and more covered in flowery fabric. Just some dusty knickknacks. Gran had commandeered the upstairs closet when she moved in. Some things need shelter from a young boy's mischief. Luca paused at his parents' bedroom door. He just wasn't ready to go in. Gran's bed was undisturbed. Luca didn't mind that she had a habit of falling asleep in front of the fire. It meant that he could read late into the night. Luca tossed on his favorite old sweater. Even though it was the first day of summer, a chill still. Gran's moving in meant that most of Luca's things had been crammed in the corner. Luca was somewhat annoyed by this. An array of prepared meals crowded the refrigerator, each labeled with the day of the week. A pair of dull scissors, a broken can opener, The only piece of furniture Gran had brought when she moved in was Oh my! This is quite exciting. I am now certain that you are the one I've been waiting. You'll recall I was a bit coy regarding the use of Excuse me, I tend to have a flair. You are about to encounter your first turning point. There are certain times in this tale when everything hinges on a single step forth, dear reader. A beginner's guide to gardening laid open on the bench. A sturdy old wheelbarrow. Young Luca would spend hours hiding in the bushes. She always enjoyed humoring him by feigning terror. The less Gran knew, the better for everyone. Just gonna go chill for the day. The best lies are built on truth. Impressive. You've managed to navigate your first turning point. That is the power of charms. A single word can change everything. I think it's time to introduce you to the Chronicle. The Chronicle is a record of the decisions you've made. You can see the turning point, which has been revealed. At any time, you can use the Chronicle to go back and invoke different charms, creating new branches. Luckily for us, this is the one and only turning point where the charms won't dramatically alter fate. It's the perfect opportunity to experiment with rewriting. We were just gonna go ponder for the day. This was Luca's chance to... Nailed it. Chapter 2. Welcome to Beacon Pine. For many years, this valley had been a small mining outpost. It wasn't until Sharper Valentine built his fertilizer company that Beacon Pines was established. Over the next 30 years, the town had grown and until the foul harvest and his sudden death. In the 6 years since, everyone was simply trying to get by. William Kerr was the CEO of Perennial. He had become a fixture around town over the past few. After the failing of Valentine Fertilizer, the town was hungry to welcome a new source of income. Augustus Valentine was not busy. Flustered, Gus instinctively loosened his tie. He pulled a pen from the pocket of his sweater vest and began to frantically jot something down on a clip. Pete stopped scribbling and glanced up from... Mr. Sinclair continued snoring and lifted one eyelid, just a tactic he often used to avoid... Whenever Luca saw his dad's chair by the pond, it reminded him of the days they'd pack up a couple of sandwiches and fish and... Luca opened the tackle box and picked the perfect... Luca gently baited a feather onto the hook, good for skimming the surface. Luca gently baited a feather onto the... good for skimming the surface. Luca tied a shoestring. What fish could resist a nice shoestring? Luca gently baited a feather, good for skimming the surface. Luca gently baited a feather, good for skimming the surface. The boys had a good thing going. As long as they kept old Jeff happy, they had an endless source of precious materials to add. On certain nights, when the clouds were just right, Rollo thinks it's aliens. He always thinks it. Luca's winter coat decommissioned for this, with the cold holding out longer than usual. After Luca's father had passed, Rollo became obsessed with them building their own Hank atomics. It was some time before Luca realized it was Rollo's way of keeping him occupied.